How's it going, guys? Today we are working on Mercury. We are going to be putting a kill switch in because the battery keeps dying, and obviously the cold weather don't help, but you know, we got to do it. Had the battery charger here on. Sorry, working with one hand here. But put the battery charger on it just to top it off, but we'll take that off for now while we're doing this. So we'll just set that over there for now. Get that out of the way. All right, we'll flip you around so we can see what was going on. All right. Like I said, today we're putting in a kill switch in line so it kills the power to the battery, because the security system, let me get that out of the snow. So the security system keeps blinking. I don't know if you can see that in the camera there, but it keeps blinking, and I think the car isn't driven that much, but I think that's the reason why it keeps killing this battery. So now we're gonna have to come over here, and like I said, we're gonna put this in line. I don't know how I'm gonna be able to do this with one hand, so I might have to pause the video and come back to it, but basically this is gonna go in line here somehow. I'll have to figure out exactly how it's gonna sit in there, but it's gonna have to do like that, and then I'll have to do that, and then we'll have the little remote to do it. So we'll see if I can get it done and over with. All right, hold on, I'll be right back with you. All right, now we got the attachment all up here, so we will loosen this up. Oh, go the right way with it. There, might help a little bit. Like I said, this is going to be a little bit of a pain because I got one hand on it. So we will disconnect that. All right. Now, while I'm here, I'm gonna take my nifty little scrub brush here and clean the terminals. So hold on one second. Put you down and be able to do this. All right. Now that's all done, and obviously you can see we just gave her a little squirt or a little rough rub down with it. And then what we'll do after here, screw that on. Like I said, I'm trying to do this with one hand, so we'll work with me here. Sorry if the quality's a little better or a little worse, but take it and put this on here and clean that terminal while we're right here. Okay, make that all nice and shiny. All right, so now I'm gonna try to get this in position. I'm gonna pause it for a minute and get this in there so I can have both hands and not arc out the battery. Try not to. Be right back with you. Alright guys, after a little consulting, I thought I was going to have to put it over here because it didn't look like it was going to fit in here, so I ended up taking this off and cleaning it, but I wanted to do that anyway, so that's whatever. But right now I have this over here, so it goes on, but now I got to tighten everything up and connect this ground wire over here to this side, over here to this side, so it lays in there. But I'm gonna have to just make sure this tucks down in here like it's supposed to as I'm tightening her in. So we'll be right back and see if it works and see how it goes. All right, be right back. All right, now we're back. Got these couple little bolts tightened, so now I gotta put another socket on here. Hold on. Don't know how the audio is on this, so I'm sorry for in advance, but like I said, I gotta kinda, I don't know if I can set this down or not, if it'll actually, it won't. Yeah, I think it's sit like that. I doubt it. Okay. Alright, we'll be right back with you when we get this tightened in. Alright guys, we're back now. Now we're gonna tuck these wires back a little bit just so they ain't sticking up into the engine bay. I'll tuck them back down over here. Now, I don't give you much room in these cars to put this kind of stuff. But like I said, it's in line. I think under here it's just a little connector. But just cover that back up so it ain't exposed. But we have, and then the black wire, like I said, I just have it running over here to the ground because that's where it's supposed to go. But now, as far as I could tell, I don't think the switch is on, so we might not have any power to the car, which, yeah, that light ain't bad. Okay, so we'll see in a minute here. Hold on, I'll go get the little remote and see if we got power. Be right back. Like I said, guys, sorry for the video. If you don't realize, it's gonna be a short one because it's 20 degrees. And yeah, I really don't feel like being out here for too long. So, like I said, it's gonna be a short video. I'm walking out. I got the keys to the car. I just I got the remote kill switch. So, like I said, let's see if I show you. Hold on. Like I said, I went and got the remote. So now that we'll see. So now that we're, you know, no power. So if I hit the on button, it should give us power. So let's go see. Let's go see if the old girl will start. Alright, so for some reason okay. That ain't good. No power. So we'll be back with you in a second. Alright guys, a little bit back to the diagnosis here. We had a faulty switch, so I had luckily a backup one. I had to go get it. So now when we hit the power, the red light's blinking again. So when the battery charges up, we can give her top off, but at least now I know it's hooked up and working right. So, and I tested it with the meter and made sure it was right and had the voltage going where we needed it to. So now I'm just gonna tuck it up and I'll end the video off here pretty soon. I'm just gonna wrap everything up and I'll show you the end here in a second. All right, hold on. All right, like I said, I'm just gonna button it up. Like I said, here's the end terminals of it. It's all covered up. All the wires are laid back in there, and it works. So, like I said, after we get this all charged up, I'll give you a crank and give it a crank, and that'll be it. Well, till next time, guys. See you on the next one.